Hey guys, it's me Ajit Rapsan and welcome back to CodeCrab. So in today's video, we're gonna create a stopwatch using React.js and Tailwind CSS. As you can see in the screen, we have three buttons in the stopwatch and every buttons are working properly. And in today's video, we're gonna show that. So let's go to our VS Code and we have our Tailwind and React.js configuration. If you don't know how to do that, so I have a video on that. Go to my channel and I will give the link in the description, and I also have a components folder. In the components folder I have the JSX files named stopwatch JSX, and I have added the component into my app JSX. And let's go to our terminal and start and let's view, and now it's working properly. Okay, let's take this stopwatch into a div, because we're gonna add a background in the in our screen, full screen. So we're gonna use a class name, as we are using Tailwind CSS for that in there it should be a screen, that should be 100 vh, as you know that CSS. And we're gonna use flex and justify center item center to take the centers, and we're gonna use busy slate 800. That looks more pretty, and as you can see its background is like looking good as a dark background, whatever. Let's remove the stopwatch from here. Let's give another div, and in there, well, let's design it first. Okay, we have h1. That's not our right thing we're doing, so just for designing we're doing this. So okay, in there we're gonna use 3 minutes, seconds and milliseconds. Then we are gonna add another div and button times for 3, because we have 3 buttons. For 1 is start, 2 is pause, and 3 is reset. In the first parent div, we're gonna use class name h would be 300 pixels and width would be 350 pixels. Okay, that's enough. I think enough from our timer. Or as you can see, we're gonna also use busy till 500 divided by 70, and if you divide it any color into by 70, it gives a good shade of color. Okay, I love it. So we should decrease the height to 250 and width to 300. Okay, and we're gonna use to add flex and justify center and item center to take the timer into the center. Okay, we're gonna use rounded of the max rounded of 3xl in by default Tailwind CSS what gives. Okay, let's come to h1 and let's design our timer where our time will be shown. Okay, first of all we're gonna use text center and font would be bold, and text we're gonna use 4 pixel, that's more wider, and we're gonna use text to slate 700, 100 decrease by our background size, and we should upgrade the text size to 5 pixels. Okay, let's come to our next div of our buttons. So we're gonna also take them into the middle. For that we need to take center, and we're gonna use specs x2 by 2, and the parent div of the div and h1 we're gonna use space y of 3. It gives a short line that we, if we want to give a gap in to the elements. Okay, in the let's design our buttons. So in the first buttons we're gonna use px by p, left and right would be 4 and py would be 2, and we're gonna use rounded by 2 pixels, and text we're gonna use white. Okay, every colors of text would be white, and font would be semi bold because we added the bold one in our h1, which will be shown. And because it is starting, we're gonna use green color. Green color means sometimes it's a good sign of that we're gonna use, so that we're gonna use green color. Okay, by 70 I told you that it gives a good shade, and we're gonna use text to 2xl. Okay, that looks good, and we should add some animations when we hover that. Okay, so before that we're gonna use a scale of 1, scale of not 0. If we give scale on 0, that won't show. Okay, that we're gonna use a scale on 0, and we're gonna use, if we hover, that scale would be 1.2. That's come kind of bigger when we hover that, or 3 you can give. And we're gonna use translation all, and we're gonna use ease out, that's coming ease out, and we're gonna use duration of 300 means 3 seconds. Okay, let's copy the class name fully and paste into the next one. Okay, and or to the pause and the reset one, and just change the color of hair. We're gonna use and the reset one to red, and the middle one blue. you can use any color you want. And let's click multi cursor, and we should use cursor of pointer. Okay, it's looking kind of bigger. We should decrease our text of text size to 2xl from 2xl. That looks more prettier than usual. And let's increase the text size of h1 and increase the space y in our main parental div of the two element which we are showing here. Okay, so we are done with our customization. Last, before we have to we could add a border of 2, and border color would be indigo 500, as you wish, how likely you want to design that. Okay, so we are done with our designing. So let's import our functional parts. We need 3 hook: use state, use effect, and use ref hook for our working and functional timer. Okay, so first of all, we are importing it from React, and let's add in there. We need to use a state hook, and 2 use ref hook, and 1 use effect hook. Okay, first of all, we are going to use const is running and set is running. Okay, we are gonna show if it's by default is running would be false, because we are not by default is we are not, it's true because it's not running. Okay, let's copy that, and we are gonna use elapsed time. That means how many time has gone from our timer when it started. Okay, let's copy and give set elapsed time. Okay, that should be 0 because it's not started yet. Okay, we need use ref hook. We're gonna use interval. For that we need an interval id to clear it. For that we're gonna use the ref, and ref doesn't need to re-render our element or our components. That's why we're using ref. And the last one, we're gonna use start timer. Where will be our time will be start, and we are gonna change the name to start time ref. For now it would be 0. Okay, we need now use effect. We're gonna use effect snippet, and add the array dependencies. We are gonna and we don't need this, and in array dependency we are having is running. For the dependency we need 4 functions. Okay, first of all, use the snippet one, and then delete the params because we don't need anything or any params in here. So give the functions name start, pause, and reset, and the format time, because we need to format our time into minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. For that, okay, we're gonna changing the name, and there would be format time. After format time, let's return our value in the let's like this. Okay, there will be 0 0 is to 0 0, and how to give in the h1. And because we can't change that, but we can eventually change the format time. That's why we're gonna use that. So in the second bracket we're gonna use that, call the function. Okay, everything is like good. Okay, before we should starting our functions work, if we click on buttons, in 3 buttons the 3 function would be activated. So we're gonna use on click, and we're gonna use the name of first one would be start, second one would be pause, and third one would be reset. As you can see, it's doing nothing right now because we haven't do anything yet. Okay, in the first start, if we click the start, our set is running would be true because we are click to start our timer. Okay, and our start time rep, that's the main thing we're gonna have. Okay, we're gonna target start time rep dot current. Its current property would be date dot now. Date dot now means when your computer has started, it's maybe 1.7 trillion milliseconds ago, and we should minus it by elapsed time. Mainly the elapsed time is typically right now 0. Okay, we're gonna remove because if our time has elapsed, so we need to minus this thing. Okay, in the pause one, our set is running would be false, and if we reset that, everything should be shown to 0. So set running would be false and set elapsed time would be 0. Right now what we are having elapsed time right now is currently 0. Okay, and in the use effect we have to do the main thing. We are gonna use interval, set interval, which repeats some code after time how many milliseconds. We should give to 10 milliseconds would be good. Okay, in there we have to add if we want to see what is looking like the date dot now. Okay, let's console it, our start time rep dot current. Okay, start time. Okay, let's go to our console and let's see what's, yes, if we click the start, it's giving out that's kind of milliseconds, and it's updating whenever we click it, because I told you it is the milliseconds when we started, so we don't need that line. Okay, so in the interval we're gonna use if method, and if our condition would be if set running is running is true. Okay, we are gonna play our elapsed time would be okay, date dot now, date dot now minus our start time rep dot current. Okay, that's the opposite one what we gave, and that's our main thing we are doing in here. Okay, let's do it, and we need to okay, we need to return our clear interval. For that we are going to use an arrow function. Okay, I think you know how to write an arrow function expression. Okay, before that we have to click it on give it in the interval id rep dot current method equal be this set interval. Okay, that's how we can clear the interval. Okay, for that we are gonna write clear interval, and we're gonna paste the interval id rep dot current one. Okay, after pasting that, it's now format our times from milliseconds to hours to second, minutes and seconds. For that we are gonna use let's hours, and elapsed time would be elapsed time divided by 1000, because 1000 times 60 times 60, 1000 milliseconds mean 1 seconds, and 60 seconds means 1 minute. And for that we are going to use that. So let's copy and paste the 4 links, and minutes, hours and milliseconds. Okay, in the minutes we are gonna use 100 times 60 and modulus 60, that because we don't want to go minute after 80 minutes, because we use generally this. And we're gonna remove the 260 in from the brackets in the seconds, and we're gonna use modulus 60, as you know why you added in the minutes. And okay, you are having a error. We gave the same name in here variables. Yes, okay, let's change it to milliseconds. Okay, we should use capital M. That looks more professionals, as you know. Okay, let's remove the elapsed time, and we're gonna use modulus 1000. And if we want to show the 2 digits of our milliseconds, just add an external brackets and divide it by 110. Okay, that's only show our. Okay, in the change one we're gonna use a $sign, and there we're gonna have our past hour value. Manually we don't need hours, we can use minutes, and in the second ones we can use seconds, and the third one we can use milliseconds. Okay, let's first of all change it. Okay, seconds, it'll be second one. If we want, if you can add another this, and we can use this. Okay, in let's add milliseconds. So hopefully it's working right now. Yes, we are working. If we want to add extra 0 before it's hits 10 numbers, we should you can give the these lines of code to add 0 for everyone. And we are using capital H and capital letter in the for we need to change these lines to capitals. And you can copy, I have the free source code link in my description box. You can copy these 4 lines from there and paste it in your codes, and that would be work for you. Okay, let's, and okay, Okay, that's a simple thing. We are going to use hours, string hours, and the pad start would be 2, and then if not, that would be at 0 before it 1. Okay, now it's looking good. And if we have, so that's our video for today. Hope you understand and enjoy the video. If you liked, make sure to comment and subscribe to my channel. And I have the free source code link in my GitHub repository if you like the code, and if you want to use, leave a star. So thanks for watching. Goodbye. Tada.